Hey, what's up? It's Rob Balasabas with the Social Media Club YouTube channel. I'm glad that you're here. If we've never met before, I am the social media and community strategist here at Thinkific. Today, I want to show you, really easy, 30 live video ideas. I do a ton of live stream video content on LinkedIn, Facebook, here on YouTube as well, also on Instagram. And I always get asked, hey Rob, how do you come up with different ideas? I want to do live videos as well, but I don't know what to talk about. So I thought I would create a video to help you get some ideas, spark some creativity, some juices flowing. And so I'm going to share 30 plus live video ideas today. I want to say thank you to StreamYard, who has been supporting this channel, and they're good friends of ours. Go check them out as well, streamyard.com. All the links are down in the description. Let's go. Alright, so I've got 30 plus ideas and I want to make sure that I keep your attention, that I am giving you value, so I'm going to go through them very quickly. If you want more information, if you have questions about a specific idea, a specific type of live video that you want to create, leave me a comment, send me a direct message on any of the social channels on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and I would be happy to answer any further questions if you want to dig deeper into any of these particular ideas. You can also find the link down below to grab a 15-minute call with me, and I would be happy to bounce ideas with you. All right, idea number one, live AMA question. AMA stands for Ask Me Anything. In an AMA video, take the opportunity to show your personality and connect with your audience. Very easy, you just set it up. You will then have them ask you questions and you address them as honestly as possible. Second idea, do a live demo of your product or service. This is a really good way to educate your customers about what you actually do. There's probably some people out there, probably good friends of mine, that actually don't know exactly what I do. I create a lot of content, but what do I do? What is the service? What is the product that I provide? So take that opportunity to do that. Do a live product or service demonstration. So depending on what product or service you provide, take them on site, maybe show your screen, show them your platform, show them your software, show them your strategies. If you're a social media manager, for example, show them your dashboard and how you schedule different social posts and things like that. So do a product or service demo. Third type of live video that you can do, share your expertise. Provide tips. So if you understand who your audience is and you then know what the product or service you provide, share tips related to your industry, related to the job function that you provide, related to the benefit that you provide. So if, again, let's say you are a social media manager, give tips on, say, how you use LinkedIn or how you use Instagram stories or how you build a community on Facebook. Share tips, share value, and people will love that. So do that live. There's also always a bit of an opportunity to do a live Q&A. So you can combine any of these types of live videos. So you can do a product demo and then you can do an Ask Me Anything after. The fourth type of live video that you can do is a straight up Q&A. This is very similar to an Ask Me Anything session, but this is more related to your business. This is more related to the product or service that you provide. So you can do a live Q&A. So let's say you are a baker and you are showing how you create different recipes and different baking recipes. So you may want to do a Q&A to show the different things, the different ingredients, the different processes that you have. People may have watched your YouTube video, but then they have follow-up questions. So this is a really good way to understand what your audience wants to learn about further after the video that you've already created. This is also an awesome way to engage your audience and show your expertise. Number 5, promote your content. So let's say you have created a blog post, or if you have created a YouTube video, then do a live stream talking about what you have just created. So do a bit of a teaser in the live. Don't obviously give away everything that you've created in the blog post or YouTube video or LinkedIn article or Medium article. Talk about a little bit of the bullet points and then tell them if you want to read and learn more, send them to that content. Number 6, do a live webinar or a full-on training during a live stream. Now you have to be careful with this because a webinar by nature can become very salesy. It can be a bit longer than a normal live stream. So you want to make sure that you're not doing this super often, maybe once a month, maybe every couple months, maybe every 6 weeks. And you want to promote it ahead of time. You want to invite your entire list. You may want to make it exclusive, so you may want to do it only in your private Facebook group or only in an unlisted YouTube video. That way it's a bit more exclusive, it's not super public and people need to register for it, so it does give it a bit more importance versus just a regular live stream that you would do, say, on a weekly basis. Number 7, show your setup. Take them behind the scenes. Show them your home studio, show them your home office, show them your office, show them where you work, show them the workshop, wherever you do your work, you know, take them with you, right? People want to see behind the scenes. That's why reality shows are really popular. So take them behind the scenes, show them the equipment that you use. I'll talk about my microphone and I'll talk about this whiteboard and like with this whole office, what it looks like behind this office. So take them behind the scenes. That's always really interesting. People love hashtag BTS, behind the scenes. So do that. Take them behind the scenes, show them your world, the side of the world that they don't see. That's why Instagram stories is really popular, because a lot of the content on Instagram stories, as you'll notice, is going to be behind the scenes. You know, things leading up to, say, a conference or a concert or a workshop or some type of big event. People will say, hey, just getting set up, and people love that stuff. So take them behind the scenes. Number 8. Newsjacking. Newsjacking is kind of like taking advantage of a trending topic. There was a news thing that came out on TechCrunch about the CEO of WeWork cashing out a bunch of his stocks right before they went to IPO. This is not normal, you know, this is not really normal practice or best practice even. From what I understand, I'm not an expert, but from the commentaries, it's not really best practice. So if you are, let's say, a accountant or if you are a financial advisor, you may want to talk about that because it is a bit related to your world, right? So you want to tie that into your world and maybe provide a commentary on it. There are lots of case studies and examples where commentaries actually get way more weight, way more reach than the actual original story itself. So use trending topics, talk about them, provide a commentary on them. Whenever there is a trending topic, people are typically searching for that. So if you have content related to trending topics, for that short amount of time, you will get a boost in your reach, probably a spike in your reach and views. So do that. So talk about that. People are interested in it. Number 9, do part of your job on the live stream. So if you have a really cool job, if it's really interesting, let's say you're going to a conference or a meeting or a really cool thing, a really cool event, take your people with you. Do live streams. Now that you can do live streams pretty much on all of the channels from your mobile device, there's no reason not to do them. A really good friend of mine, Brian Schulman, who is a LinkedIn expert. He's a LinkedIn top voice. He's got LinkedIn Live Access. He does this really well. Whenever he goes to a conference or a LinkedIn local event, he is always going on LinkedIn Live to take people behind the scenes, to take his audience with him, and it's super interesting for them. It's really engaging. They get to be with him and be part of that, and then they get to interact with the people that are not only at the actual event in person, but also the other people that are also watching. And so it's a good way for other people, his audience, to connect with each other. Another example is I met somebody yesterday when I was doing a live stream inside of the StreamYard community, and he works with racing bikes. So sometimes he takes people onto the actual track and he shows them what the day is like on race days. So things like that is really interesting. Again, it's a bit of a behind the scenes, but take them with you on your job. Number 10, that's easy, 2 hands. Share a live quick tutorial. So if you're using a specific tool, let's say it is StreamYard, if you're using Quick or Hootsuite or whatever, then share a quick tutorial on that tool. You can always share your screen. There's tools out there. StreamYard allows you to do this really easily. So you can share your screen and people can see how you're using the software. Maybe you have some best practices or hacks that you can share on how to use that tool. And that is very interesting. It brings a ton of value to your audience. Number 11, do a live in-person interview. People love those. You know, I interviewed Avi Arya, I interviewed Ken Steep from McCann Dogs when I was in LA. Just interview people that are in your industry. If you're at a conference or a local meetup, or even your coworkers or colleagues or your peers that are visiting your office, for example. My friend Andrew Silito out of the UK does this really well. He's got a nice little setup, very simple, but whenever his clients visit him, he does a live stream and he talks to them and asks them questions and really showcases their expertise. And so they have a nice conversation back and forth, but then they're also having a conversation with the audience who's asking them questions, giving them comments and feedback. And so it's a really, really nice session because you're involving your peers, your customers, your clients, your partners in person, but then you're also involving the audience that's watching online. This then brings me to number 12, online live interviews. If you follow me on LinkedIn or on Facebook or on Instagram or on YouTube here, you'll see that I do a ton of online live interviews. I probably do anywhere from 3 to 5 different live interviews each week. I enjoy them because I get to learn from experts. I approach it as a free consultation session. So I will bring on guests and I will talk to them about their expertise. Yesterday I talked to Chris Tan, who is a messenger marketing expert. So I talked to her about using Facebook chatbots to market your products and services. I also talked to Viveka Van Rosen the other day, who is the LinkedIn expert. Literally, her Twitter handle is @LinkedInExpert. So I got to talk to her about LinkedIn and how to use LinkedIn pages and how to monetize LinkedIn and how to drive traffic from LinkedIn to my landing pages and webinar pages and other pages. Doing online live interviews is such an easy way to create content and also make it very engaging. Also, the third part of it is the live audience that's watching who is also asking questions. So they're getting a ton of value because they're not only getting knowledge from you and getting tips from you and strategies from you and content from you, but they're also getting it from your guest, and they're able to have that opportunity to ask and have access to your guest that they may not have on a regular basis. Number 13, event live streaming. This is a really fun thing to do. I kind of touched on it with Brian Schulman. If you are at meetups or if you're at conferences, especially if you're speaking or if you're involved in that event, make sure that you go live. You know, share people behind the scenes, share some of the speakers, ask them to come and join you and share maybe a couple tips on what they're going to be talking about, or maybe get some feedback from the audience members that have attended, what they thought of the talk, what they are there for, what they do. So share, take people behind the scenes with you. Number 14. The next few ideas will be all about behind the scenes live streaming ideas. Again, first thing, behind the scenes, okay? So if you're doing a presentation, you're talking about a product launch, give your audience a sneak peek behind the scenes. People are always very curious about the backstage. You know, the little banter between the speakers, you know, all the setup, getting your microphone set up, all those things. Take them behind the scenes. If you are speaking at an event, broadcast your talk or your presentation. Give people access. So now your audience is not only the people that are there live in person, but they're also all the people online that are tuning in. So give them access to that content. Now you got to make sure that this is okay with the organizers. Some events, depending on the speaker agreement or that event, they won't let you do a live stream because they want to make sure that that content is exclusively theirs. But if it is okay with them, then do so. Number 16, case studies. If you have a really good case study from one of your customers, then share that. You can even share your screen and share your customer's website, you know, talk to them, share your customer's Instagram page or Facebook page or community or their landing page, but share a case study from one of your customers. It showcases your customers. You can tell people to go check out your customer's website or their page or their landing pages, but it also validates you and your service and what you're doing and the benefit that you're providing to your customers. It's kind of like a testimonial without being super over promotional. Number 17. You can do a live video to raise funds. You can do it for charity, for a really good cause that you believe in. I've seen this work really well with a number of content creators where they do this to raise funds for a particular event or a particular charity or a really good cause that they are so passionate about. I've also seen it where live streamers, for example, on LinkedIn Live, have given access to another colleague who wants to talk about their charity or upcoming fundraiser, and so they give them access to their audience through LinkedIn Live because at the moment it is a bit exclusive. Then they get access to a whole new audience, and so they've raised funds. I've seen this work really well, and they've raised thousands of dollars during a live stream alone. So think outside the box and use it for that cause as well. Number 18, there we go, I got that right. Doing a live invitation. So if you have an upcoming event, for example, we have an upcoming event right now. We're going to be going to Dallas in a few weeks to do a conference, and also we're going to be doing a live workshop. So I'm talking about that event all the time on all my different live streams. I will also be doing a live stream specifically about that event in the next couple weeks as I get closer to the actual live conference. So use live streams to talk about the event itself, the actual live event in person, and bring them to that and talk to them about the value of what's going to be happening, what they may learn, what the takeaways are going to be, who the people are, introduce some of the other perhaps speakers or sponsors that are going to be at that live event. So use that opportunity to do that on a live video. Number 19, 10 plus 9. Talk to your audience. You know, don't talk about work, don't talk about any business related things, but just talk to your audience. Ask them, hey, what are the things that you wish you had known 10 years ago or 5 years ago or last year? What are some advice that you would tell yourself? What are the things that you have learned? What would you do differently? Things that resonate with people in general. So it doesn't have to be promotional. You don't have to talk about your business or your services, but just say like, hey, what are some of the obstacles that you have overcome? And then maybe share a personal story as well. Don't take yourself too seriously when you're creating live videos. Obviously, you do have to be professional, but also be open to sharing a little bit about yourself with your audience, because that is what's going to resonate. People will gravitate to that. They will relate to you more, and you will appear more human. Okay, because you are human. So you want to appear, you want to share that side of you so that people can connect with you on a deeper level and not just know you for what you do for work or what your career is, what your business is, what your product or service is, but they know you as a human. You know, you're a family man, you're a family woman, you're a mom, you're a dad, you're a brother, you're a sister. You know, this is what you do on the weekends. Share a bit of that in your content when you're doing live videos. 20, teach your audience. Share something that you do differently than most people, right? How do you organize your time? How do you block out time to create videos? How do you manage your day? Share a bit of a life hack with your audience. That will resonate. 21, do a flash sale. This is a really good way to give back to your loyal customers. So only the people that are appearing on the live get access to this special deal. So do a flash sale. 22, host a giveaway or a contest. There's lots of ways to do this, but 2 ways that I would suggest is for you to announce a contest, what the prize is, when the deadline is, and for people to enter that contest, they need to share the live video on their feed or tag a friend or 2 or 3 or 4 in the comments for additional entries to that contest. 23, show how something is done. So show how the process is for you to do something related to your work or business, how you manufacture something, how you package something, how you do your sales calls. Share how something is done, and you'll be surprised at how engaging these types of videos are, because people want to learn more. They want to pick your brain. So you're going to get a lot of comments, which will then lead into more questions, and which will then lead into more tips and advice coming out of you. 24, share with your audience what you are inspired about. So maybe today you talked to a really inspiring customer or a really inspiring partner, or you met somebody on the street, or you met somebody at an event. Share that story with your audience. Again, it is not about your product or service. It just makes you more human, that you are inspired by somebody else or something that you saw, or you saw a story on Facebook or on YouTube, or you saw a content creator talking about something really inspiring. Provide a commentary and share that story in a live video. 25, create a list. So easy. This is something that a lot of content creators will do, is create a list. This video is a list. It is a list of 30 plus live video ideas. Other lists that you can create are the top 10 books that I've read, the top 10 LinkedIn content creators that I have seen, the top 10 Instagram campaigns that have gotten the most likes. You can create a list on anything. Just make sure it is something of interest for your audience. 26, give feedback or advice on people's work. My friends Nick and Dee Nimmons do this really well. Every Saturday morning, they do this marathon live stream where they will look at different people's YouTube channels and give them critique on it. They'll give them feedback. They did this for me, and it's helped me tremendously. So let's say if you are a copywriter, have people submit their articles to you. You can critique them with their permission, of course, on live video. It gives them feedback, it gives them a lot of value, and gives them tips and strategies, but also everyone that is watching that live stream is also getting a ton of value because they're also likely in the same place, and they're also learning because that is something that's interesting to them. They are also copywriters that want to learn how to do copywriting better. If you are a sales funnel person, you can have people submit their landing pages to you, and you can go through on live video that whole funnel, and you can critique them. You can say, hey, this call to action button should be this color, the font is all different, disjointed, you should use an image here, you should move this section up or down. You can create a ton of really awesome live videos just by providing feedback to customers, to people in your network. It really highlights your knowledge in your space. 27, talk about the mistakes you've made. People don't just want to learn about all the awesome things you've done. For every awesome thing we've all done, I'm sure we've made 10 times the number of mistakes to get to that awesome thing. So share your mistakes. People will learn from that. They find a ton of value in that. People love it that you're real, that you're not just this perfect person. So share your mistakes. But also then share what you've learned and how you have then adapted your strategy or your practice after learning from that mistake. 28, do a live unboxing. I get swag and I get different things all the time just because I've created a ton of content and people have connected with me, or we have connected at conferences, and so after a conference they'll send me some stuff. So I will do a live unboxing. I'll share one of the unboxing videos in the description, but do that, and that's really fun. People just love watching that, like, oh, what is this thing that you're going to be getting? What is it? What's going to look like? You know, what are you going to say about it? So do a live unboxing. Those are really fun. 29, show a little glimpse of your personal life. Again, this depends on your content, on your channel, on what you do, but show just a little glimpse of your personal life, even if it's just you walking to the office. What does your environment look like? You going on a jog, you know, during your lunch break, what does that look like? You going for coffee with a friend or a colleague, or you're going to a meeting, what does that look like? If you're going to a conference or an event and you're going to the airport, do a live stream at the airport. What does that look like? What does your luggage and your baggage look like? How do you pack for those things? How do you plan? Share those things. You know, it's really interesting for people. Again, it's all about the behind the scenes and that added sort of access to you that people are interested in. And here we are with number 30. Share a personal story. Tell your viewers what motivates you, right? Those are really personal. Tell viewers where you grew up. You know, tell viewers the city that you live in. So share those. A personal story may not have to be its own live video segment on its own. It's something that you want to mix in with other types of live video. And the last one, number 31. 1, 2, 3. Do something fun. Do some type of challenge. There's some really good live videos out there that are just really fun. For example, me and my colleague Patty McGill here at Thinkific, we did this live video where he's British, so he wanted me to do this test if I was British enough to go to the UK for this conference that we're going to be attending next year. So what we did was we took one of these mugs, there was tea inside, and I had a little cracker, and I had to go and dip the cracker in the tea, because that's what they do in the UK. They have, you know, tea time. And I was then supposed to do the elevator pitch of what Thinkific does before the cracker melts in the tea. And as silly as that sounds, it was really entertaining, but it was also educational for our audience. And then we also got to meet a ton of the people that are going to be attending that conference. And so it was really fun. So we just combined sort of fun, entertaining content with a bit of a demo because we did the elevator pitch for what Thinkific does. So do that. Do something fun, you know, do a spicy wing challenge, do those kind of things. If you go to YouTube and you just look up challenges, then you'll see a bunch of different ideas that you can do. Also trending ideas that you can do when it comes to challenges and fun content like that. All right, well, that's it. I hope that this has been really helpful. I hope that you at least picked up one idea that you can use for live video. Let me know which of the ideas out of the 31, I think, that I shared is one that you will try. Leave a comment. Let me know which one that will be. Make sure you subscribe. press that notification bell as well. If you also have really specific questions, or if you have an idea that you want to bounce off, or questions that you want to talk about when it comes to your content on video and on social media, let me know. You can grab a 15-minute call with the link down in the description. It's totally free. I want to just share some value with you and maybe just bounce some ideas with you. So go ahead and do that. Find all the links in the description. Hey, I want to thank you for subscribing to this channel. Also want to thank the new subscribers on this channel, the expert plumber Roger Wakefield, also Alfred Severe, thanks for subscribing. Also the Dole Whip Dad, who I will be seeing in Dallas next month as well. AJC Magic TV, thanks for subscribing. And also Beauty Bubble, good to connect with you. Thanks for subscribing. Make sure you subscribe to this channel by clicking my face or the button all over this page. All right, see you later.